Hello, happy Monday. I hope everybody had an awesome Monday. Today is April 15th and I am actually re-recording this video. I recorded it last week and I was all ready. I said, yeah, I'm gonna get this video out the same week I said I was gonna have it out. Like, yeah, Alexis, good job. And what do I notice when I go to edit? I'm blurry the first half of the video, so it's like, I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. So I really didn't want to post that when I'm, you can't even see my face, my lovely face. So we're going to re-record this. Isn't that so nice? Yeah, we're going to re-record it. And if you see me looking down here a lot, like I'm going to try not to be going like that the whole video, but I have to leave for work in 45 minutes. So we're going to get this done. But alright, no more talking. Let's get into this study abroad Q&A because I was supposed to have this out last week. Let's get into this. Okay, so a little bit of backstory on my study abroad before I get into all of these questions. By the way, thank you guys so much for asking questions. Like, I got some good questions, and I originally had some really good responses, but you know what, that's fine, because, that's fine, it's fine. But anyways, I recently just came back from a semester abroad. I went to Dublin, Ireland, under a program called Global Experiences. So we'll get into this a little bit more later, but what Global Experiences is an internship abroad program. So it's a little bit different from a study abroad where you go somewhere for maybe a week or two and you have like some sort of class that you take over there. It's a little bit different in the sense that you're interning, but I still had classes I was taking and I still got a full semester's of credits, but we'll get into all that later. But that's what Global Experiences is. It's an internship program. So you will be over there working, not so much just sitting down in a classroom, if that made any sort of sense. But now that I got that part out of the way, let's get into these questions. Question number 1 is, was the study abroad worth it? I'm going to go into the pros and the cons later, but no matter what I say, I'm going to say this up front. Yes, I believe the Global Experiences program was worth it. I believe it was totally worth it. And yes, I would do it again. I really enjoyed it. And even if it was like some, disappointments, because, everybody has bad days no matter where you are. Yes, it was worth it. I loved it. I would do it again. And I wouldn't recommend everybody to do it, which I'll go into later, but I would recommend the majority of people to do it. Number 2, did you make any friends that you will stay in touch with? So, yes. I'll get into I'm going to be saying that a lot. I'll get into this later. But where my internship was located, it was on a college campus called UCD, which is University College Dublin. That's what they call it over there. University College Dublin. That's not weird, okay? That's what they call it over there. It's called University College Dublin. And because my internship was located on a college campus, they have like their clubs that they have over there. They're called societies. But since I was over there for a few months, I was like, I might as well join one of their societies. So I joined the Christian Union, and I met some really, really awesome people in there. Like, I couldn't have joined a better society. So shout out to Gracie. Yes, because she was in one of my vlogs, actually. Yeah, Gracie and Rachel. And who else? Tola, Showa. Shout out to all you guys. Hi. Hi, y'all. I miss you so much. But to answer that question, I definitely did. And even my housemates, like the people who were in my apartment and my program overall, like, they were really, really awesome people. They were very inclusive. Every time they were going out somewhere, even though I would always say no, they would always invite me along. And it's like pretty much everybody. Like, everybody was so cool. So yes, I did meet friends, added them on Facebook. I'm definitely going to try and stay in touch with them. Number 3, is it only for students currently enrolled in college? Can somebody who graduated recently do it? What about someone on a break from college? So, I'm going to answer them piece by piece, but overall, what I would recommend you do is to go on the Global Experiences website and ask one of the actual legit advisors who work for the program, because I may say something that's a little bit wrong, because, I did this program when I was a junior, which is a little bit different from what you're asking. So from my knowledge, is it only for students currently enrolled in college? I'm going to say yes, but there were some people in the program who had recently graduated and they were doing their internship afterward. And I think there was also somebody else in there who this was kind of the last thing they needed to do, and then they graduate like next month. So that's why it's kind of yes. But then again, when you look at their circumstances, it's kind of like, well, because somebody who graduated recently do it. That goes back to what I just said. It's like a handful of people were doing it within their graduating semester. So it's kind of like, nah. And someone on a break from college. I actually know of programs where you can do a study abroad if you are on a break from college. Like I think they, you know, like those gap years. Yeah, those gap years. So that's what I'm thinking of. Like they have actual study abroad programs for people who are taking gap years, if that's what you're talking about. So what I'm going to recommend for that question is you go actually on their website and ask a legit global experiences ambassador, because I think I answered those correctly, but then again, you always got to double check. How much does it cost to do the study abroad? Did you get financial aid to cover it? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go on Salisbury University's whatchamacallit website, the study abroad website, and we're going to get the actual price of this program. If I didn't mention that earlier, I go to Salisbury University. I am a marketing communications major with a minor in art, and this internship that I did was a marketing PR internship. I guess I should have said all that earlier. Let's see, study abroad. Let me tell you how much it costs. And to answer the second part of the program, yes, your financial aid does cover it, which is the main reason why I did it. Because this study abroad, wind advisory. Sorry, I'm just looking at the weather. This study abroad, my financial aid did cover it. Compared to another study abroad I was looking at, it would have been an additional price, if that's making any sense. So that's part of the reason why I did it. But alright, study abroad website, let's see. Salisbury Abroad Internships Global Experiences. The different countries you can go to according to this website. Spain, Ireland, Italy, United Kingdom, Italy, Florence, Italy, and Milan, Italy. Sorry, 2 different locations. France, Costa Rica, China, Sweden, Australia, and New Zealand. Awesome. Alright, let's see. Price. Come on, give me the price. The good people are waiting. So, it's going to differ depending on if you are a Maryland resident or a non-Maryland resident. That's completely the same like for all schools. If you're a resident of the state, you can go for a little bit of a cheaper price than if you're coming from out of state. But for me, what I paid for, the tuition, the housing, the international internship fee, which will vary depending on where you go, and the mandatory health insurance, which I did not use, that came to $10,869, give or take. Because I think Dublin, Ireland was one of the cheaper countries to go to, so I'm not really sure if my international internship fee was $2,000 like that, but you can kind of see it hovers around the same price that you pay for a regular semester anyway. Now your additional expenses, which are not billed by Salisbury University, that first price, you'll see it in your GoldNet account. You have to pay for your own airfare. You have to pay for your board. So housing is covered in there, but your board, that probably means like laundry, food. They have board listed here for $2,500. I certainly did not pay that. Your passport, they have it like $175. See, I don't think mine was $175. I could have sworn mine was like $119. Student visa, I did not need a visa for my program in Ireland. And personal expenses, $2,000. What y'all doing? Those, it comes to $5,975. But you see how it's kind of up in the air? Like it's going to depend on you as a person. What I paid, I'm going to say, I'm thinking the $10,000, the $10,000 is more around the price that I paid, because I really wasn't, I was doing good budgeting there. I mean, I barely ate, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, about 10,000-ish. And yeah, the financial aid does cover it. How many credits did you earn while overseas? So this is going to depend on you and your school, but for me, I took 2 classes while I was over there. They were online classes, and I'm actually still in them. But one of them is called Global Seminar. So we had discussion boards we had to do, and we had to select a place and write papers around it. And the other one was an internship class. So us working at the internship, we got credits for that. So basically altogether I earned 12 credits. I would not have done this program if it would have slowed me down from graduation. So yeah, 12 credits. Spill the beans about your apartment mates. Did you get along with everyone? Oh, I think I actually mentioned, yes, I did get along with everybody. Everybody was so cool and nice, and I actually genuinely, right hand up in the air, liked everybody. I have them all on Facebook. I liked them. The only issue, let's see, what was the only issue, like severe issue that I had, is something that's very similar to the issue I was having at Chesapeake. Can y'all guess what that is? Messy, you know, just kind of messy. I mean, if I'm walking into the kitchen and there's dishes in the sink and the countertops have like dried food on them because somebody didn't want to wipe off the counter, and somebody's slicing up lemons and they just leave them on the counter, or, you know, stuff like that. I mean, that's messy, you know. I mean, we're not going to sugarcoat it. It's messy. So I can't say that it was everybody in there, oh, they were all messy, because I really don't think everybody in there was messy, but the kitchen was messy about 80% of the time. And it's kind of like, eh. But honestly, if they weren't messy, like, this would have been a bomb living experience. But you know, I don't think anybody's really clean except me. I think I'm the only student who goes to college in the country who's clean, right? Where were the students doing the study abroad from? Good question. So we can come from all over the place. It was a chunk of us who came from Salisbury, like the same school, maybe about at least half of us, I would say. It was a lot of us from Salisbury. It was one guy from Georgia, one guy from Denver, Colorado. Was he from Colorado? I think he was from Colorado. And then somebody was from North Carolina, and somebody was from Michigan. So we do kind of come from all over the states, but it was a lump sum of us from the same school, which was nice. Any interesting encounters for being black? When I first landed in Ireland, I did kind of look out the window and I was like, where's all the black people? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, that crossed my mind. Ireland, and I heard Scotland. I didn't get to go to Scotland while I was there, but I heard those two places, it is very, 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 very white. I'm just gonna come out and say it. And yes, I did notice it was kind of a lot of them and not many black people. Now, there are black people there. I did meet black people in the Christian Union that I joined, and when you're just looking like up and down the streets and you're really paying attention, there are black people there. It's a very diverse town, but it's not a lot of us. But the white people who are there, like, Irish people are really friendly. Like, I love them so much. So I didn't have any like racial encounters, if that's what you're asking. Like, somebody actually told me, be careful going to Ireland because they're racist over there. And I, right hand up in the air, ignore them. Because no, I never had any sort of like racist moment there or something like that. Like, now here, that's another question. But no, I didn't have any interesting encounters. It's just there's not a lot of black people there. But the white people are friendly who are there. What are the cons of studying in Dublin? Two main big cons. Number one, it would have to be the public transportation. It's good in a sense that it's there. Like, you have the bus system, Dublin bus. You have the train, which is called the Dart, and you have the Lewis, which is called the tram. So the Lewis, oh my goodness, the Lewis, which is the tram. So they're good. It's just, especially that bus. I can't really speak for the Lewis and the train, the Dart, because I didn't take those that often. But the bus, like, half the time, I mean, it used to come. I'm not trying to say it didn't come, but just, I mean, it kind of runs on its own schedule. Like, half the time I'm like, okay, where's this bus? It should be here by now, right? And it's just not here. So I can't really say they come on time all the time. And they do this really weird thing. So I used to call this hiding from us. Basically, let's say that the bus stop is here. When you need to signal for the bus, you kind of got to go like this, you know, to signal it down. And the bus will see that we're standing there signaling it. It'll stop all the way back here. And I'm like, oh boy. So when it does that, that means that the bus is filled up. But instead of just, you know, telling us it's filled up or putting a little sign in the window, it kind of just like stops all the way back there and just ignores us. Oh my goodness. One time a bus passed me by like 3 times doing that. And I was like, how am I supposed to get to work if you're doing that? But anyways, that's something that's annoying, but it was whatever. And then the second con is when you're walking around, how do I say this? Dublin has a very drinking is embedded in the culture. Like Dublin is a very, because you know Guinness started there, and it's very, a lot of people drink there. And they'll say, you know, it's the tourists who come and like get drunk in the streets and stuff. And I'm like, well, it's not just all tourists, is it? I mean, maybe kind of y'all too. But anyways, you know, people go there to have a good time, and it's, you know, very much a drinking country. So sometimes you may be walking around the street and you may see some drunk people in the street, but they've never hurt me or something like that. I mean, but you know, you do see that. And then you will kind of see stains on the streets. And for a while there, I was just like, okay, people, somebody dropped their liquor. It doesn't matter. They just dropped their liquor, and I would just, you know, continue on my way. I learned maybe halfway through the program that, oh, that's not liquor most of the time. That may be somebody's pee or somebody's feces or somebody vomited on the street, and we're just all stepping in it. So I guess my second con is not the whole country or the whole city of Dublin is dirty, but that one little section where I was kind of living, I kind of had to do these big old steps because it's like I don't want to step there or there or there. And they do have street cleaners, but it's like it was still kind of dirty in my area. So those are my two cons. Public transportation can get weird sometimes, and you gotta watch where you're stepping sometimes because some of these sidewalks are dirty. Looking back, is there another country you wished you had gone to for the semester overseas instead of Ireland? So I took a weekend trip to France. You can, when you're studying abroad in Europe, it's very easy and very cheap and very affordable overall to bounce around to the different countries. I didn't go to all of them, but I did get to go to France. And when I went to France, I had this euphoria. I guess it was just excitement that I was there. I was like, oh my gosh, look at the Eiffel Tower. Just look at it. Should I have done my global experiences program here? But overall, I did really enjoy Ireland, and no, I would choose Ireland again. I loved it, and it's just, yeah, I don't think I would have gone anywhere else. Or originally I did kind of wish I maybe went to France, but it's like, no, Ireland was amazing. I would do it again. I did originally want to do London though, but I switched it to Dublin. How did you find that place you were staying at? It looks nice. Is it expensive? So the place I was staying at is called the Art Cairn House. We weren't originally going to stay there. We were going to stay at Griffith College. And at Griffith College, the way it's set up is a double room, your bathroom, then the other double room over here, and their bathroom, and then we share the kitchen and the common space. Whereas the Art Cairn House, it was 8 rooms, 8 bathrooms. So we all had our own rooms and we all had our own bathrooms. And we all just shared the kitchen and the common space. Okay? We all just shared the kitchen and the common space. After talking earlier about, you know, like just the mess and stuff like that, I really loved the Art Cairn House. I'm glad we got switched over there, and it is really nice. It just opened up in September of 2018. I'm looking on the website right now so I can tell you about the price, because is it expensive? I can tell you yes, but let's see, because you know, when I was paying for it, I just paid all in one lump sum. It came through my GoNet. According to my GoNet, I paid $3,475 US for the housing, which is similar to like in-state, like living on the campus dorm anyway. But let's see how much they charge. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. But oh, right here, rooms and prices. So you can get the standard ensuite, the classic ensuite, the premium ensuite, the deluxe ensuite. It's a whole bunch of different things. Oh my goodness. And then they charge you per week. They don't charge you like for the semester or something like that. So I'm saying the prices ranging from 270 euros per week to 391 euros per week, depending on your room that you get. Alright, looks good, looks good. Oh, I would definitely get that premium studio. Oh, okay, let's see. Cinema room, the gym, the fitness studio, the outdoor gym. I didn't know we had an outdoor gym. Bowling alley, music room, individual study room. I got locked out of that one time. The group study room, the common room, the mini golf putting green. Didn't know we had that. Basketball practice area. Didn't know we had that. Barbecue area, the roof terrace. Didn't know we had that. So basically, yeah, it is really cool. I would recommend living there, but you know, it's all going to depend on who you're living with. It could make or break it, but overall it was really nice. Why did you choose Ireland? So as I said earlier, I did originally choose London, and I think I switched it to Ireland because of this Brexit thing. I remember not really knowing what it was, but it was just like something that everybody was kind of freaking out over, and I felt like it had something to do with the UK, so I didn't really want to go to the UK for months if like the Brexit thing was going on. I was like, ooh, the Brexit thing. Like literally everybody was freaking out over, and I was like, let me just go somewhere else. So I ended up going to Dublin just to not be in the UK. Plus, I mean, you know, it has to go by where your internship is and stuff like that, like where they have programs available for you. So I was like, okay, Dublin. I mean, that's kind of different, you know, it's kind of cool, you know, Dublin. So I was like, let's just do that, and I'm glad I did that. Did you share food with your roommates? In the beginning, when I was balling and I had like all these euros and stuff, I was like, hey, does anybody want me to buy them some stuff? And you know, we did kind of share food and buy things for each other. That stopped, you know, quickly. But to answer your question, yeah, we did, but not all the time. It was a lot of, you know, we just had our own individual stuff. All right, how much money did you spend weekly? What was your food budget? Another good question. Let's see, how much money did I spend weekly? So I kind of wasn't joking when I said I barely ate. Like, I used to like live off of cheese. Have y'all ever heard of Laughing Cow? Oh my goodness, I love Laughing Cow. I used to live off of Laughing Cow. What else? Beans. I would eat a lot of beans and stuff. Basically, my food budget per week, how much was I spending weekly? It wasn't a lot because we live around the corner from a Lidl, which if you've heard of an Aldi, a Lidl is the same thing. It's very affordable food grocery store. So I can honestly, I think my most expensive grocery bill was the first grocery bill I bought. It was like 30 euros. And under, like beside that, like it was maybe 20 euros or less a week. I definitely was not spending some 20 euros. Oh my goodness. Because then I was barely really eating. Oh my goodness. I would say for me, because I used to not eat that much, 10 to 15 euros a week on my food. I'm not even lying. Maybe some other people paid more, but for me, a small loaf of bread, made sure I had my eggs, my little beans and vegetables and stuff, and I was good for the week. Like, yep. By the way, note, the food in Europe, I'm not sure if it's all of Europe, but it's definitely Ireland, it's very, very fresh. So what that means, in America, you can buy a loaf of bread, put it up on the counter, and it'll sit there for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and nothing bad will happen to it. In Europe, Ireland, you buy a loaf of bread, you set it up on the shelf, you just look at it funny, it starts molding. The food there would mold so quickly. I was like, oh my goodness. And I couldn't even get mad, because I was like, okay, the food here is fresh, and I don't know what they put in it back in the States, but the food in Ireland was very, very fresh. So it was very affordable and it was very fresh. So I was like, excellent. How many times a week did you eat at a restaurant? In the beginning, not that often. Toward the end, I started going a little bit more often because there was some vegan restaurants I wanted to check out before I left. So I would say toward the end, I was going out maybe once a week to a restaurant. But in the beginning, not that often. But there are like some really good restaurants in Dublin. Now, I'm a vegetarian, so I wasn't going to like all of the restaurants because, you know, I was sticking around my vegan vegetarian scene, but there's some really good options there. What was your favorite Irish dish? I did not try the Irish breakfast because the only thing I could get in the Irish breakfast are the beans because I'm vegetarian, so I didn't really get that, nor did I try Irish coffee because whiskey, no thanks. So to answer your question, I would have to say my favorite Irish dish was this vegan burger I got from this cart. It was like a mushroom burger, but then again, you can get that here, mushroom burgers. But there was something about that one in Ireland. I guess that vegan mushroom burger with the garlic potato fries and the garlic aioli sauce or whatever it was called was wonderful. Oh my goodness, it was so tasty. But I think you can kind of get that here too. But it was delicious over there, so I'm gonna just go with that one. That's gonna be my answer. What did you want in France? I wanted to visit see the Eiffel Tower. By the way, it's huge. Oh my goodness, the Eiffel Tower was huge. Just to say I've been to another country. You know, like I said, it's really easy and affordable to pop into the different countries when you're already over there studying. So yeah, just a visit. If I would have had like more money, a little bit more money and a little bit more time, I would have gone some other places, but you know, just for a weekend trip. Did you meet any Black Irish people? Yes. When I joined the Christian Union Society at UCD, I met a lot of Black Irish people in there, and I asked them what do they call themselves, because you know, I'm African American. So I was like, do you call yourselves like Afro-Europeans, or like what do you call yourselves? And one of the girls told me that she calls herself Nigerian Irish, and I was like, whoa. I was probably a little weird, but I was like, that's so cool. Like, but yeah, I definitely did, but it was in that society, and they probably have like other like Black or African societies on campus, but I couldn't join every single last one. I wanted to join one. So, yep, I did meet some. And then the last question, hey, I go to a community college and just wanted to know information on study abroad, how to save, and if you never did it before, steps I should take. So, depending on which community college you go to, they may have some sort of study abroad something or other. And I'm saying that because I graduated from PGCC, best community college in the country, and they were starting to like introduce a study abroad program sort of thing, but I'm not really sure if they still did it because community colleges don't really do that. It's kind of a university thing. But what I did is I knew up front, like before I even graduated from PG, that I definitely wanted to experience study abroad. So I said I might as well do the semester abroad because my financial aid would still go toward it. Plus I could really be in another country for months at a time and really experience things other than just, you know, going somewhere for a week and then boom, you're back. It's like, you know, let's spend some time there. But, you know, it's going to depend on your money and your program. But basically, because I knew up front that I wanted to do that, I started doing research, like first semester at Salisbury. All right, study abroad fair. Let's see, when's that? I made sure I was at the study abroad fair. I made sure I was talking to people, and I just kind of just expedited that process. I knew what I wanted. The global experiences. It was a semester abroad. I knew that was what I wanted to do, and I just went ahead and applied and started the application process and just went on with it. I mean, I guess how to save. If you're working, just put money in your savings and save. Save for it, and steps you should take. Like I said, yeah, the study abroad fair, and just know what you want. Tell your advisor up front that you want to study abroad, and maybe they can point you in the direction of the study abroad office. Maybe you can go there and talk to some people. But like I said, it's going to depend on your program and everything. Because I think one of my other friends, because she's in like a healthcare program, she can't do the semester. I don't know what she said she couldn't do. I don't know. I can't remember our conversation now. But it's going to depend on your program. But just know up front what you want, and like right when you get to university, that first semester, study abroad fair, talk to people. Like, come on, let's do this. Because that next semester, that spring semester, you need to be in another country. You do. 12:07. All right, I made some good time. Okay. So, let's see. My closing thoughts. Oh, wait a minute. What was that? Reopen closed tab. If you want to study abroad through Salisbury, there are some scholarships you can apply for. I didn't get any of them, but let's see. Hold on, I saw a scholarship right in my face. The Riley Family Scholarship. Let's see. The scholarship is set aside to make the experience of interning abroad even more affordable. How did I not get that? Oh my god. You know what's annoying? When you apply for a scholarship or a job or something, and they just don't tell you anything. Like, I guess that's assuming, I guess when they don't tell you anything, that means you didn't get it. But it's like, can you like take a few extra seconds and send out some rejection letters, please? So I won't be sitting here like, hello. Because I applied for an award through Global Experiences, and they just didn't tell me anything. And I was like, I guess I didn't get it. Okay, but say something to me. Like, come on now. So my final thoughts, I really did love the Global Experiences program. I would do it again. If I had the money, I'd do it again. But let's see. Actually, there's something I have to do that I have been putting off for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Basically, when you're in a Global Experiences program and you go to another country, there's an advisor that's already there in that country that's going to like help you like get accustomed to your new country. So I'm not going to give out the name of mine, but if y'all go to Dublin through Salisbury, then you'll meet her anyway. She was really awesome, but she's been asking me for weeks now to submit a review for global experiences on this website, and I've been putting it off. I'm not gonna lie, I've been putting it off. And let me see if I can find the link, because I may do that either now or when I get back. There we go. She wants me to submit a review on go abroad and go overseas. So, okay, we're going to do that right now. And let me tell you why I've been putting it off. Like, global experiences, if you see this, like, don't get mad at me. But this is just, you know, my honest opinion. I don't really like it when people tell me what to rate something as. Like, if she just would have came to me and said, hey, can you give us a review on these websites? Okay, I probably would have done it weeks ago. But because she said, hey, can you give us a review on this website and give us a 9? I was like, what if I had an 8? I mean, because honestly, like, not every single part of the experience was a 9 and above. You know what I mean? You know, I don't want to be lying to people, but it's like, you know, I mean, oh well. So I'm going to go ahead and, like, leave the review now. But the main thing that's kind of, like, throwing me off, like, the first question is, like, rate your internship placement. I don't want to talk too bad about it because I don't want future employers to come to me and be like, oh, she talks, like, bad about her job, so let's not hire her. That's not what I'm saying. I really enjoyed my internship placement. I met some really good people. The company was advocating for a really good cause, but I couldn't help but feel like I was just kind of bored most of the time. They didn't really have much for me to do, which I understand because, you know, you have this assistant who's here for this little while and then, like, they go away, and it's kind of like, I get that sometimes you may just not have stuff for people to do, but it's like, most of the time it was kind of boring, and I kind of, like, felt like maybe if I was somewhere else, I could have been having some more exciting work to do. I'm not really sure. So the internship placement would be like a 7 or an 8, but they told me to rate it a 9. So, okay, I'll rate it a 9. The program administration was really good. They get a 9. It was just the pre-departure advising. I'm not sure what it was. Oh my goodness. It was like, you have to submit, what was it? Not the Myers-Briggs. Do you know that test where, like, you say, are you more like this or are you more like this? And then, like, it says your, what's the name of the quiz? It's like a long test. I've taken it like 12 times. And each time I get the same answers. I can't think of it. But basically they want you to submit that. I guess so that, like, they'll know where to put you for your internship. I don't really know. But they want you to submit that. And there was this guy who called me up on the phone who was talking to me about my results. And that whole, like, telephone conversation, I just kind of felt like I'd rather be doing something else than doing this. Like, because he was asking me, can you tell me about can you tell me about a situation where you used this quality? And it's just like, I mean, it was a lot of, can you tell me about that? Can you tell me about a situation where you did this? Can you tell me about that? And it's like, no. Whew. This is why I went and worked good in therapy, because I know I can't tell you about this kind of stuff. Stop asking me. So that part was annoying. So really, if I was allowed to give the program administration an 8, I would, but I'm gonna give them a 9 because they told me to. The living situation, housing options, amenities, cost of living, 9, sure. Work environment was a 9. I really liked everybody I worked with. Like, genuinely, that's a 9. Health and safety, your insurance options, security, accessibility of healthcare. Didn't use it, so I would put NA, but they told me to put a 9, so I'll put a 9. And the social life, community interaction, cultural immersion, activities and events. I only went to like half of her activities because I'm an introvert, so, you know, anything I want to do was like a bar and dancing and stuff like that. That's just genuinely not what I'm into. So I would put NA because I didn't go to a lot of them, but they told me to put a 9, so I'll put a 9. Give your experience a title. Best internship abroad ever. Alright? And then I'll just write up why it was the best internship abroad ever. But yeah, I'm gonna try to actually get that done before I leave for work. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and write this review. And I think I answered everybody's questions. And if you have anything else you want to ask me, just put them down in the comments. I'll respond to them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Global experiences, Dublin, Ireland. I think I tackled everything. Talked about how the food was fresh and you had public transportation. Hello. So yes, my camera died, and this is actually the next day because I forgot to tell y'all an important part. So do you remember when I said that the Global Experiences program isn't for everybody? I don't even think I really covered what I meant by that. So allow me to do that now while I look for some good lighting. There we go. It was the best right here. Okay. So there are two reasons why I think global experiences, as I was saying. There are two reasons why I think global experiences isn't for everybody. Like when you're going up to their table at the study abroad fair, or you're just inquiring, of course they're going to tell you, yes, come join us. But wait a minute, because not all of y'all should join them, okay? I loved it, and I would do it again if I had the time and money. But hold on. Two types of people that I don't think should do it just yet. The first one is, you know, actually this all kind of just hooks into the same thing if you're just not mature enough for it. So what I mean, in the beginning of the video, I talked about, you know, the name of the school was University College Dublin, and how that's not weird, that's just what they call it. And the reason why is because when I was explaining my internship program to somebody else, and I told them that the name of the place I was working was called this, and it was at University College Dublin, they say, University College Dublin, that's weird, why do they call it like that? And it's like, it's not weird. Just because it's different from America or wherever your home country is doesn't make it weird, okay? Like, just, if you're gonna be like that, then maybe you need to just stick it in America for a little while. You know, you can do study abroad in America, you know. Did you know that? I didn't know that either. You can do it right here in America. Just go to a different state. You know, you don't even need to go out the country, because if you're gonna have that mentality that if it's different from how I'm used to it being in America, then it's weird, then no, you don't need to study abroad just yet. You know, you don't need, let's just get out of that and then study abroad. And also, another thing, if you are not used to being away from home, maybe you shouldn't do the semester abroad program yet. And what I mean by that is, if you're the type of person, you're going away to school and you come home like every weekend, then it's like, okay, well, maybe you don't need to do the semester abroad. And I understand that people have different reasons for why they come home every weekend. Maybe they need to work, or they have family issues, or whatever it may be. I'm not judging. It's just, if you're the type of person who just, you know, I guess is having trouble adjusting to being away at school, and you come home like every weekend, it's like, you shouldn't do semester abroad for obvious reasons. Because when you're in Ireland, across the Atlantic Ocean, you can't come home every weekend, you know, and you're already going to have to get adjusted to the food and the culture and the accents and learning your way around and how they drive on the opposite side of the road. You're already going to have to get used to all that. But then what makes it easier is if you're not going to be so painstakingly homesick that you just can't deal, you know. I mean, I was homesick, don't get me wrong, but it's just, you gotta, I don't know, y'all get what I'm trying to say? What I would recommend is, if you're the type of person who goes home every weekend just because you're homesick all the time and you're away at school, like, hold off on doing the semester abroad program. Even if you want to do it, what I would recommend that you do is have a test semester. So if, like in spring, if you notice you want to do a semester abroad, in the spring semester, try staying on campus all of February and all of March, and don't go home to visit until spring break. If you want to do your testing semester in the fall, try to stay on campus all of September and all of October, and don't go home until November, like Thanksgiving. Because that's how it's going to be when you're doing a semester abroad. You're going to have months where you're not going to be able to go home. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, you got to practice it. Practice it. If you're not used to being away from home too much and you're having an issue like staying on campus and, you know, you come home every weekend, it's like, try practicing not doing that for a semester, because you may realize, okay, well, I really can't do a semester abroad, and you may want to do like the week-long study abroad or something like that instead. So that's what I mean by it's not for everybody. It's not for the people who think if anything is like outside of what they're used to, then it's weird. It's not for those type of people, and it's not for the severely homesick type of people. But you know, if we can like get away from those two, if we can just get away from those two setbacks, then hey, go ahead and do it. But that's kind of what I meant by it's not for everybody. I mean, it could be, but if you display those qualities, we got to work through that first. And then, yeah, go ahead and do it. So, all right, y'all. Yeah, any more questions you have, just leave them down below and I'll answer them. Like, it could be about anything. Global experiences, study abroad, Ireland. I was in France for a weekend. Just anything you want to know, just go ahead and ask them. But, all right, it's Monday. I'm going to actually try to get this out by tonight. That means tomorrow. All right, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to y'all another day. Bye-bye.